Hey, I'm Captain Eddie Castle and welcome to the shop. I saw something on Facebook the other day. A guy said he was looking for an adapter to where he wants to put his faceplate on a log, but he wants to make sure he gets it centered on a mark that he drew with a template. You know, I got templates hanging all over this place. But that's pretty easy to do, and you should have one. So, you got a minute? Let's talk about that. We'll get a little more about glue blocks and that later on, but faceplate. I'm not a great fan of one. In fact, I had to look all over the place to find one. I'm a true believer in chucks, but if you don't have a chuck, this is what we're going to do. You ready? Watch. We're talking about a little shop tool that you should have. Do not go to the catalog service and buy this thing. Do not do that. Why? It's a wood turning project. I got a block of wood. It's about 3.5 by 3.5. I knocked the corners off because I don't like turning square stock. Now I'm going to put between my step center. See that? It's got that loaded point on it, and my revolving center right here. I'm going to hold it between these two centers. Now that step center is going to hold it to keep it right now. It'll spin because the step center is not dug in. Now as I tighten up, put a little pressure on it. Now it's tightened up. It's in it. See the wheel moving back there? Right there, right by that, making a shaving sign that one of you guys sent me a whole bunch of. Oh yeah, I got them all over the place. I am so ready to start making shavings. It's unfunny. Got it there. Got it down here on a manifold. I'm looking to get one to go right across here, making shavings. So that's what I'm out here to do. All right, now I've got it held between points. I'm wearing my safety glasses, and I got the machine set at about 500 or 600 RPMs. I'm going to do a test spin and see if I've got a quarter, 3/8 of an inch here, and that's what I'm looking to have. Is it critical? Yes, because I don't want to be too far away, and I don't want to be too close. You see, it clears, gets around. I can lock down my tailstock. Boom, boom. I'm ready to go. Now, I'm shielding up. See that? Okay. I want you to do the same thing too, okay? Shield up. It's important. I don't want to tell anybody that guy with the broken nose used to watch my show. I'd rather say, see that guy? He's an excellent wood turner. He's a friend of mine. Fire up. Rough and gouge. It's spun a little bit. Let's dig it in a little bit. Now being 8-sided, I'm getting a better cut. See it? I'm knocking the corners off. If it was square, I'd be going boom, 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 like that. That's the sound effect. But I'm not square. I'm 8-sided, and I can cut this thing up a little bit. This is a junk piece of pallet that I had around the house. Works really well for this. Crank her up a little. Probably at about 900 RPMs. Is that critical? No, it's not. Running fairly smooth between points, being held nice and tight, and I can shake this. See, when it spins like that, it means that the step center is slipping a little bit. A little more pressure on the tailstock will fix that. What also helps is right here, special knob called speed control, and crank it up to about 1400 RPMs. this measurement across this width is so critical. Get out your pen and paper and bear with me, because I'm going to give you the exact dimensions right now. Okay? Are you ready? Stand by. Just so you know, and I do this fairly often, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Okay? That's just a block of wood. This is the tail plate. The plate. This is what's critical. Not this measurement, not this measurement, not that measurement right in there. That's the one I'm going to check. I'm going to take my caliper. I'm going to go to the side where the threads are closest. Right here, so I get a good measurement. I'm going to go down in there. Get me a good number, and I'm going to come away saying I need to be about 1 1/8 inches. This will not fit this lathe, okay? I'm giving this away. Probably go to Ronnie tomorrow. Why? It's made for a lathe I had 10 years ago. But I want to put a hub on the end of a knot on the end of this that's about 1 1/4 inches. Now I drill the hole through the middle of it with a drill bit, only an 1/8 inch drill bit. And I'll show you more about that in a minute. But now I want to take this down to about 1 1/4 inches, and not the whole thing, a tenon of 1 1/4 inches, and not the full length, only about a 1/2 inch or so. Now you can go crazy on this and get out a square cut and carbide blade and get in. That's a sound effect. Get in there and cut it out, or you just take your time and use your skew, your bowl scraper, your fingernail cutter, your parting tool to give you a lead. So many things you can do, because this is just learning how your tools work and what you have to do to make them work. All right, now with that, shields up, let's cut it in. I'm going to take my parting tool, put a groove in it. I love the way it cuts. That's the D-way parting tool. It's thicker on the bottom, thinner on the top, no binding or anything. All right, now, I'm like this. I want to take any tool that I have and clean it up a little bit. But I can't reach for them because the lathe is running. So we stop the lathe, then I'm going to reach around and get that. I'm not going to move the tool rest or reach over the lathe to get tools. That's unsafe. We're going to talk about that. Shield up. 3/8 inch bowl gouge. Okay, so you don't have a bowl gouge. You have a fingernail gouge with a real sharp point on it. All right, let's go. Shields up. All the way. But that, you don't like that. All right, let's get off that. Let's go to a skew. I'm actually happy with my weapon of choice, which would be my 3/8 DP bowl gouge. I love it. Are we close to the size? You better stop and check, because you can't put it back on with the same tool. I am about a 1/4 inch larger than I need to be right now. Now, if you don't have a caliper and you got to do this, now you'd have to stop. But let me show you. All right, I'll break this free so you can follow along. We do things rather slowly because you have to understand it. This is going to go on a block of wood. This is going to go in here. See that? And I'm too big to go in there. Right? See it? Agreed? Right. So I'm going to put it back down. If I had a caliper, I do have a caliper, but if I didn't and I was gauging this with a bow, ring, or anything else, it all worked the same. All I'm going to do is bring the stub down to where it would fit into my tailstock. Okay? And if you got a problem with sizing, start with little bitty rings at the bottom. I'll show you. Come on. Shields up. On purpose, I just cut this on a slope. You see the slope? See the slope right there? That's on purpose. So now I take my caliper on my bow gauge and go in and say, okay, I'm still a little bit large. I can get this done first and then check it in my faceplate. And if it's the right size, then I continue on and making it flat. You don't want it tapered. You want it flat. Shields up. You get in a little area where it's kind of iffy. Now you can take that skew and clean up this corner. Whatever you do, don't tell the skew you just use it like a scraper. Sometimes you get their feelings hurt. Not because by my caliper, it's really close. But let's turn it around and take a look at it. It does get into the threads. So that dimension right here at the very end is right, because I can put it into the threads. That's critical that it goes into the threads and not wobble around. All right, now we're going to put it back in and take the rest of it to that size, reduce that shoulder a little bit, and then magic's going to happen. Yeah, trust me. Magic will happen. Oh, we're not centered. Whoa. Missed the point. Oh. Man, I'm glad you weren't watching when I did that. Now I'm running true. Now I can bring it up and tighten it up again. Being held between points. Whew. Glad you didn't catch me at that. Now, I've dressed it up. What else do you think you have to do for this? Duh. Nothing really. I'll show you. Now, we built a little jig. We have our faceplate. This is a 1/4 inch and a 1/4 8. I think that'll fit Ronnie's machine. Wow, there's a part number on it. I'm going to look it up on a one-way catalog and make sure. I bought it in 05. And engraved it and everything else, so I'd remember it. All right, got my little jig I made. All right, now I got a block of wood here. I'm running out of arms, Got a block of wood I want to put a faceplate on. But the block is not the same size as a faceplate. And I want to put a couple of screws in it. Does this work for a 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 18, 8? Yes! It doesn't matter as long as this matches those threads. And what are we going to do? Easy. That's my pocket awl. I'm going to make a new handle for it. This one might accidentally get crushed in a few minutes. I want to find that spot. I know where it's at. It's marked. Put this in here. Drop my point through it. You see it? Now you got it. I find the spot I want to be on. Line it up. That's the center mark. That my thing. You'd use a mallet or something. Hit it with something more than your hand. That's dumb. And that will center up my faceplate. That'll give me my center. Then I can put some screws in it. Now if I have to, I could notch this so I can get the 2 or 3 of the screws. Butterfly it. Do it on a bandsaw or drill it out and make it a little bit smaller. And remember, all that doesn't matter. That center sleeve is what matters. Right there, that center part. As long as that lines up when you go in, then you use the point to center up the faceplate and put the screws in. And that's how you would center a piece up. Now, we're not done talking about it because I got to talk about safety. We're going to put some screws in it. Now those are countersunk holes in that faceplate, okay? It's a standard feature. Right? How many of you guys believe that a number 12 drywall screw or number 10 drywall screw will fit in there perfectly? How many? Raise your hands. All right, keep your hands up and ask how many of you guys are stupid enough to use drywall screws. Go ahead and keep them up if you if you raised your hand at all about using drywall screws on your lathe parts, you rank as stupid. Why? They do not have any flex in them. They're not enough carbon. Remember, they're made to go on a solid surface, drywall, that goes in the wall and never moves. Well, unless you're in a hurricane. All right, or a tornado, I'll give you that. But it never moves. It's under static pressure all the time. Nothing moving side to side, up and down, and all that. So it works really great for that, and you put a whole row of them gone down, and they took all the carbon out so they don't rust through to the sheetrock finish. But gee, wouldn't that make it flexible? Yes. So I don't do that. I will not do that. I will not use drywall screws for any reason except drywall. Call me exotic. Oh, crazy. I go for this. This is a square drive, and I use my little hand drill, my nifty look smart driver from Black & Decker, and it's got a square tip on it, square peg. Can we get in closer? Alfonso, come on in closer. See? Square drive. Now this is 1 1/4 screw. Whoop, there it is, 1 1/4 screw. Now that will work up. That'll hold that block. It'll hold a lot. I can put probably 3, 6, 9, 8 screws in it to hold it in place. But these are available at my local lumber yard, where they install fasteners for hanging cabinets and millwork and all that. Because you don't want to put cabinets and millwork up with drywall screws. I'm on a rant here, okay? They break, and you don't know when they break, but you'll make the front page of the paper when it happens. So, get out your screw gun, get your square drive. These are number 10s. I'm sorry, these are number 12s. And drive them in that pre-drill if you have to, because you don't want to blow up the block. And put a little effort in it, because I think you're really going to be happy with what you end up with. Put my regular glasses back on because the other ones are a little bit cruddy, and I got to get my son of a gun and spray them and clean them up a little bit. If you're wondering, we're making shavings. You see the sign back there. You see it on the top of the hard hat, on the shield. You guys have worked great with me. It's remodeled the lathe. And I want to work on some other things. In fact, Probably when I go to Waco, I'm going to have some decals. Yeah, decals. Yeah, I'll put my name every damn place. That's probably what you're saying. Make this little rig. Size it up for your tailstock to match your headstock size. It's a simple little thing. You have a scratch hole. If not, make one. Get a piece of hardened metal at the hardware store. Sharpen it up. Put it in a handle. Make a nice handle. We'll do that soon. You can center it up, and it really would take some stress out of your mounting for lumber and stuff when you're doing it. That's all I got, folks. I'm here in the shop, and you know what I'm doing? Ha ha! I'm making shavings. Take care, be good. No epilogue today. I mean, hey, we covered it, didn't we? Yeah, all right. Okay. Bye.